So guys, on Anthony Joshua's recent Snapchat story, we saw that Rob McCracken is now working with AJ. He is obviously looking to start camp very soon, because November, December, that's when the fight will take place with Andy Ruiz Jr., the rematch. That is sneaking up very, very fast. So camp for Anthony Joshua will start very, very soon. So he's obviously getting a few workouts in with Rob McCracken, getting back to basics, and probably starting to ramp up training as he prepares to go into camp. He will probably have a 3-month camp, 12 weeks away from the fight. So that will give us probably a good indication as to when the fight will take place. That is, of course, if we haven't had an announcement by then, because I don't know when we are going to get the announcement of when the fight will take place and the venue. But it will give us an indication when Anthony Joshua does ramp up his training and start training camp, because then we will know he's approximately 3 months out from the fight. If I had to put money on it, I'd say it's going to be Cardiff. December 14, I think that date would be. So I think it will be Cardiff. I think that's the best place to stage this fight. The best place for AJ to have the home advantage this time. So what will Anthony Joshua be working on in this camp? Well, the good thing is he will have a whole camp to work on Andy Ruiz Jr., whereas he only had 5-6 weeks last time. And I don't really believe that he really put together a game plan for Andy Ruiz. He didn't want to be fighting him, so I don't think he really bothered too much about having a game plan. Physically, he was all there, but mentally he just wasn't. He even admitted that himself. That was the biggest problem on the night. Not injuries and not concussion. It was just he didn't have the right mindset going into the fight. He didn't want to be fighting Andy Ruiz Jr. He wanted to be fighting someone else. And that's probably the worst thing of all going into a boxing match, especially where he needed to be prepared, because Andy Ruiz was no slouch. Although he looks it, he was no slouch. He's a good fighter, and he proved that on the night. But in the rematch, Anthony Joshua will be prepared for Andy Ruiz Jr. I fully expect Anthony Joshua to come out boxing this time. I think he will be getting behind a double jab. I think that will thwart Andy Ruiz Jr. because Andy Ruiz Jr. likes to get on the inside. And if he is pumping that double jab, mind you, he's going to have to move with it also. But if he's doing that, then Andy Ruiz Jr. cannot close the distance. He cannot get past the jab and get on the inside, because that is the biggest issue here. If Andy Ruiz Jr. cannot get on the inside, he can do nothing to Anthony Joshua. He has to get on the inside. He cannot box Anthony Joshua at range. He doesn't have the height and reach advantage in order to do that. But if they get on the inside, that is where is Andy Ruiz Jr.'s game. We saw that last time. So Anthony Joshua is going to have to keep him at bay. And the way to do that is probably with a double jab and keep moving. Every time he throws, he needs to adjust his feet, move with his punches. Otherwise, then Andy Ruiz Jr. can counter him. He can get past his shots and get on the inside. Andy Ruiz Jr. is very fast. But if Anthony Joshua gives him angles, then it's going to make it very hard for Andy Ruiz Jr. to land anything significant or get on the inside. Because you cannot tell me that Andy Ruiz Jr. is going to be light on his feet, especially considering he said he's probably going to be the same weight for the rematch. He said he's going to do nothing different, just a little bit more intense. So if he's 19 stone and 6'2", that kind of size, he's certainly not going to be light on his feet. So Anthony Joshua just needs to be moving and use his footwork, use the double jab, keep him away. And if Andy Ruiz Jr. cannot get on the inside, then I believe he will soon run out of ideas. He may walk on to something big. But if that does happen, Anthony Joshua will need to pick his punches better this time. But he will have learnt that from the first fight. It was a learning fight for him. He is still young in the game. But I believe that he will become 2-time heavyweight world champion. But guys, what are your thoughts on this? Rob McCracken being with Anthony Joshua and preparing to go into training camp very, very soon. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, click the thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.